We're gonna take a close look at Classic Mode because it's been revamped and we want to know what the characters' journeys are going to be. What's happening, my Blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content. My name is Callum. This is going to be your content for today. Well, Sakurai has shown us all about Smash Bros. Ultimate. A lot of game modes, a lot of things missing, a lot of things new, this World of Light mode, and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to zoom in on something really fun. Because to me, one of the greatest game modes in this game is going to be Classic Mode. I've always loved Classic Mode. I love the idea of progressing and then having some, little challenges in there. It looks like there won't be like target test or board the platform challenges in between, but it still looks like it's very streamlined and a lot of fun. There have actually been a lot of footage from Classic Mode for different characters, and some stuff has been revealed. Now, these are Japanese translations, so they will most probably have a lot of different, names than I'm going to read right now, but a lot of them has actually already been known, but I want to speculate about the other ones as well, and maybe something for Piranha Plant too. I don't know if they're going to do that, but let's discuss this right here. Guys, at the end of this video, there's also a giveaway for a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate goodie, so stick around until then. Alright guys, let's get into this. So this is from the original Super Smash Bros. Wiki, so thank you fans for, putting up all this information. It's very sweet, so check that out. There's so much more about Smash Bros. Ultimate. So Classic Mode is actually called Survival Smash. It used to be called Simple Smash, I think, in Japan, and now they changed it to Survival Smash. So it's like essentially a new mode there, which is really cool. So each character has their own like predetermined set of opponents and stages in this mode. They say a unique name is given to each character's path, and there may be special rules or conditions. For example, Ryu's path references Street Fighter 2 by using only Omega forms and stamina mode for your fighters, alongside the fighters most closely representing the characters of Street Fighter 2. It's different from the Classic Mode versions found in the two versions of Smash Bros. 4, shown by the return of the style of Classic Mode that was in Melee and in Brawl. So it's going to make a lot of you guys happy. Well, we're going to start with the first fighter that we know of for Classic Mode, and we've known this for a while, is Donkey Kong Journey to New Donk City. And in Japan, it's called Donkey Kong Goes to New Donk, which is presumably, New Donk City Hall being the final stage that they enter. The second one is Kirby. Kirby's called Gourmet Clash, or Crash Gourmet Battle. Refers to the Gourmet Race mode from Kirby Superstar. So I think that Kirby is going to fight a lot of characters that, revolve around biting or eating. Maybe we might see Piranha Plant here, but definitely Wario will be one. And I think the final battle should be against, someone like King Dedede. That would fit extremely well. I think Snake is a character that eats a lot, oh, nice, pretty good. But I don't think that they'll make that connection right here. So it's going to be cutesy and fun. Ness is called Home to Onett. So it's actually called Homesick. Let's go back to Onett, which refers to Onett being the final stage in that thing, like that's the journey. And it also references Ness's homesick status effect from the original Earthbound, which is really cool. Jigglypuff's one is actually very special because it's not Pokemon centered or anything. It is actually 64 All-Stars. It refers to Jigglypuff being one of the original 12. It fights all of the other original characters on stages returning from Nintendo 64 Smash Bros. This is really cool. I think it's going to be one of my favorite ones. And what this hammers home is that not only is it really cool that they are doing these special journeys for characters, but they're my sort of idea of an adventure mode, like really a journey from, every character's point of view. And it's going to feel a little bit like that, I think. So it's a lot more fun than randomized. I really like it this way. And now I have an incentive to play Classic Mode with over 70 fighters because it's just going to be fun with every fighter. So Bowser's one is called the Faded Red Guy. So it refers to Bowser's longtime rival, Mario. I suspect that you will need to fight through all the Mario good guys like Yoshi, Luigi, Peach, maybe even Daisy, stuff like that. So we have Young Link, which is called Hyrule Battle, and it possibly refers to Young Link fighting other characters from the Zelda series. So yeah, I think it'll be maybe Link, maybe another fight will be Link in his like classic costume, that would be cool. Toon Link, so maybe it will be on board of the ship and you'll fight like 4 different colored Toon Links. And of course Zelda Ganondorf. So I think that fills up something nicely. And I think maybe Dark Link or Dark Young Link, which is a costume too. Ganondorf's is called The Beginning of the End. Has no description on the wiki, but I suppose that it's a very dark one. Maybe it's fighting a lot of villains. Maybe it's fighting Ridley and it's fighting characters, maybe like dark-ish characters like Incineroar as well, which are not really villains. So Roy's one is called A Journey of Swords, or Otherworldly Sword Fighters. The title possibly refers to only sword-using opponents in Roy's Classic mode. The Japanese title mentions the concept of Outrealms from the more recent Fire Emblem games. So yeah, Otherworldly or Outrealms, I think this could make sense, just having only sword fighters. I do wonder how they will, incorporate like the other sword fighters as Classic mode. Will they be very generic as this as well? Because this feels like it doesn't necessarily feel very Fire Emblem-y to me. Just, oh, Roy has sword. I don't know about this one. Ike's one is very, very interesting because it's called Pitch Black Warriors, possibly refers to Ike fighting against characters similar to his rival, the Black Knight. It would be really cool if that Mii costume Black Knight would be a character you fight against. That would be awesome. And I think that there's a chance, because it's called Pitch Black Warriors, maybe every single fighter that you clash against with Ike's Classic mode will be a black version of that character, like a shadow version that we had in Melee in the event mode. I think that'd be really cool. Pokemon Trainers one is called Future Champion, in reverse, of course, to the player's goal of becoming the Pokemon champion in the Pokemon games. So it could be fighting against Pokemon, maybe it would even be one battle against Ivysaur, one against Squirtle, one against Charizard. Maybe it could be a thing, of course, Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Pichu, then we have Mewtwo. I mean, there's a lot of Pokemon to go through here, so I think that fills up Pokemon Trainers, Future Champion Classic mode. Mega Man, I love this one. It's called The Mystery of Dr. Mario. It refers actually to the Japanese subtitle Mega Man 2, which was called The Mystery of Dr. Wily, which is really cool. It had a subtitle there, and of course Dr. Wily, Dr. Mario. So possibly, the final character you fight against is Dr. Mario. I think it would be really cool if the assist trophy of Dr. Wily would be active during that battle, like they're working together. But I don't think they'll do that much effort for this one, but it's still very cool to have that reference in there. Now, Wii Fit Trainer is doing aerobic battle, and it has no really description. I would say that these could be fights against characters that are quite sporty, maybe Zero Suit Samus in her sportier outfit, maybe Shulk in his sportier outfit, so something like that. Maybe the final boss is the male Wii Fit Trainer, something like that, but I don't really know if they'll have you choose the female Wii Fit Trainer as your standard. I think you can just choose any one of them. Maybe you'll fight, against any type of Wii Fit Trainer as the final battle, or maybe an 8-player Smash battle with only Wii Fit Trainer. That'd be awesome. So Rosalina's one is called Searching for the Stars, and it actually refers to Rosalina and Luma's goal to find their mother in Super Mario Galaxy, which I think is very sweet. So it'll probably be a bunch of space battles, right? I mean, there are a lot of space-based characters, not only Ridley, but all the Star Fox characters. And just think about Kirby as like a space guy as well. So I think that fits very well. Then we have Little Mac, and his one is called Not Your Average Bout. So I think that these will be characters that fight with boxing gloves, like we saw in Incineroar's thing. And I think it could, very well be, a King Rool battle, maybe a villager battle, and maybe something, along the lines of Donkey Kong, because he actually had boxing gloves before. And of course, don't forget about Bowser Jr. as well. I would really like to see, as we have in Smash Bros. Origins, our own show, it's Little Mac against Ryu. But Ryu is the next one, and his one is saying, I'm going to meet a fighter stronger than myself. And if you've ever played Street Fighter, that's basically Ryu's goal all the time, trying to be better than the other characters. It references the single-player mode of Street Fighter 2. All battles are one-on-one stamina fights on Omega Form stages, which I think is really cool. This means that Classic mode will have a lot of differences in it, which is really fun, like Omega Form stages for every single stage. So I hope that they'll do stuff with this too. I don't know if there are coin battles in this game, but that could be like one of Wario's things, right? Now, Ken's one is called Heated Rival, and refers to Ken's status as Ryu's rival, so maybe this will be a fight against Echo Fighters, or characters that presumably are sort of, like Echo Fighters. So it could be battles against Luigi, maybe Chrom, maybe Daisy, stuff like that. So I think that would fit really well with his theme, being, one of the original Echo Fighters, like Sakurai mentioned himself. Now, Cloud's one is called A Vehicle Not Interested. It references Cloud's motion sickness, may refer to his route containing stages with vehicles. So it could be Mute City or the other stages from F-Zero, and maybe even moving stages that are like the side-scrolling stages, right? So that could happen. I think it's weird because he has motion sickness, but he does ride a motorcycle in the movie, so it's weird. Corrin's one is called Between White and Black. This title originated as an epithet given to Corrin on a Fire Emblem Cypher trading card game released in 2018, alluding to Corrin's wish to unite the Hoshido and Nor region families. So I think it's really fun, and there will probably be fights against, fighters that kind of feel like these families, right? Like with fire powers and stuff like that. Bayonetta's one is the Requiem of Scattering Wings. It references the epilogue of Bayonetta Requiem, and it may revert to Bayonetta fighting angelic or winged characters. We have characters like Charizard and Ridley, we have Pit and Dark Pit, so all that could definitely happen. And maybe the final boss is, either Ridley or Meta Knight would be very cool too. So Inkling's one is Dyed with Trendy Colors. It means trendy, also contains a symbol that means squid, so it's probably a play on words of some sort. Ridley's one sounds very fun and not at all threatening or evil. It's Threat of the Galaxy, Space Pirates, and it refers to Ridley's title as the leader of the Space Pirates, so this is very scary indeed. Simon's one is called Demon Castle Smash Brothers, and actually refers to the Japanese title of the Castlevania franchise, which is Demon Castle Dracula. So Demon Castle Smash Brothers. So it will probably be a bunch of scary characters, maybe Bayonetta, and maybe even Luigi as the final boss. That would be a really fun reference. Richter is called Dash Fighters. The Japanese name for Echo Fighters is Dash Fighters, but it may also refer to like Richter's Blade Dash attack, which is running and pressing A and doing that spinning move. So that could happen, but I think just as I think with Ken, it's going to be fighting against Echo Fighters most of all. King K. Rool's one is called Dangerous Heavyweight Guys, and leaves nothing to the imagination. It's fighting Bowser, Ridley, King DDD, so I think that's a lot of fun. Maybe the final boss could be Incineroar. So Isabel's one is called 23 Red Flowers, a pun on the Japanese phrase, which kind of translates to one red flower in a field of green, but like figuratively means something like the only woman in a group of men. So all of the characters she fights are female, which is pretty funny. So it's kind of like this big brawl of the gender, which is really cool. Incineroar's one is called the Pro Wrestling of a Hard-Faced Heel. So this will probably be all like pro wrestling or in the boxing ring stage. So I think we'll see Ryu, maybe we'll see Little Mac in there. And I think that's really cool. There's a lot that they can still do with this mode. And we haven't even touched on some other characters. Just the ideas alone there, we don't know of Mario's mode, we don't know of Link's mode, there's Samus and Dark Samus, characters like Sonic, characters like Pac-Man, characters like Piranha Plant, which I think might be like a Mario style, you're gonna chomp down on all the heroes and the final boss might be Mario, or maybe it will be related to like Kirby's one where it's about foods and characters that can bite or chomp down. So there's a lot of possibilities with a game mode like this. I think we can theorize about what the other ones are, because it's a lot of fun to just think about how creative you can not only be with what are the fighters and the stages, but also what are the terms. Are there items, and is Pikachu's mode throwing Pokeballs all over the place and having these Pokemon battles? Do they use a lot of stamina mode? Do they use final smash meters and special Omega or Battlefield form stages? So there's a lot of cool details that they can put in here, kind of like they do with Spirits as well. So I'm very curious what you guys think of this. If you have any cool ideas for the characters that are left, put them down in the comments. Maybe you will be featured in our next video. So today's comment question is, what's your classic mode idea? And I really want to know, so put it down below. As for the previous comment question, I thought this was a lot of fun because it actually comes from one of our friends, Just One Guy, and I had to figure this out, but it's actually a song, and it goes something like this. I cannot play as Tails because of the plant. I cannot main Shovel Knight because of the plant. I could have been Spyro Crash, but now I can't. Because of the plant, because of the plant, because of the plant. Shadow still assists because of the plant. Isaac's a trophy because of the plant. Waluigi's the same despite high demand. Because of the plan, because of the plan, because of the plan. Well, thank you so much, just one guy. Very creative comment right there. So all you guys, you have something to fight for, being just as cool as that just one guy. Thank you so much for your comment. These are always a ton of fun to read. There's of course this really cool giveaway. There's a Smash Brothers Ultimate pin that you can win. On December 7th, we will be giving it away to one of our viewers, so put it down below what you think you deserve to get on the pin, and, you know, once we hit the subscriber count, you will be the winner of this pin. And of course, there's something cool. You can also decide what content we make because we are on Patreon. And thanks to all our crazy, awesome Patreon supporters the past few months, it's been a lot of fun doing all these requests for you guys too. So thank you so much for being an integral part of the show. And, you know, if you want to, you know, even donate $1, you can do it on Patreon. At the end of this video, there will be a link. Remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, just click that subscribe button. Hit it and all your dreams will come true. All the news and all the fun that you care about will be delivered daily to you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Blocked Content. See ya.